This group has had talk about XDC for a while now. I also think that everyone should be aware of how strong XDC has become right now. According to the current market price, XDCC is worth about 8 cents. Though, since I'm recording this a little early, the price action will have changed by the time this video goes live. But I do want to talk a lot about XDC, you know? I'll tell you what I think XDC will be worth in 2025, and also talk about a lot of new information that has come out about the XDC network. That being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. If this video is your first time on the channel, I hope you decide to join by the end. You should also join the free Discord right away if you haven't already. Sign up for the channel by reading the text below. It will give you access to a lot of useful information for free. So let's talk about it now. First, let me talk about where I think we are in this cycle compared to where I think we will be in 2021. Where do I think we are if we look at this chart back here? Okay, I believe we were about this level in terms of XDC before the market made its much bigger changes. In this case, we're having a nice little drop after hitting 10 cents. Now, let's go back to this point. XDC was having a nice little pullback after hitting about 4 cents. From that move to the upside, we got to about 20 cents. This time, I think XDC will make a much bigger move in this market because, for one thing, it's on a lot more exchanges. A lot more people are looking at XDC, and let's quickly compare how many people are paying attention to XDC now compared to 2021. We can go to Google Trends now. This was shared by the head of the XDC Foundation, and we've been seeing a lot of new people on crypto Twitter and in the community as a whole. This picture from Google Trends tells you everything you need to know. It's nice to see that all the work that people have put into this network over the last 5 years has paid off. We can see that there was a nice little spike up here in 2021 if we go over here to Google Trends. Back then, some people knew what XDC was, but not nearly as many as now. At this very moment, there are a lot more store eyes on some of these projects, such as XDC. And I think that the biggest moves of this cycle have not even started yet. So we're going to talk about this again. We'll look at this picture again, and I'll tell you what I think the price will be in 2025. But first, I want to talk about a lot of information that came up again lately about XDC, as well as some new information. First, let's talk about some of the new information from the XDC Foundation's weekly report, which we have here. The XDC network ecosystem keeps growing with important changes and new developments that help shape the digital finance and Web3 space. This is XDC for the week of December 8th to December 14th. Of course, this is the most important one I want to talk about first. I think we have a few more down here, right? We have talks, events, and other things like that. InvestX is the big one. This is an approved RWA tokenization platform from the Singaporean government. It is adding its regulation compliance hosted application service SaaS to the XDC network. Plug and Play backs this up. The goal of this project is to make tokenizing real-world assets easier and more widespread for businesses all over the world. Now, a lot of people forget that Plug and Play chose the XDC network in August to start an enterprise RWA tokenization accelerator. This was announced on August 15th, and it looks like it's really getting going in a big way now. We have written down that the open call for this RWA program starts in December of this year. This month, up to 10 startups will be able to join a 3-month program that will focus on RWA tokenization projects and provide them with specific help and tools. The program will begin in March 2025. And I do think that some of the things that are happening right now on the XDC network are meant to help with this project, like the spend tax. It's like coming over and adding this SaaS option to the network. Now, the program will last until about June 2025 at the Plug and Play Silicon Valley Summit. That's when startups will show off their ideas to Plug and Play and its network of investors and other important people. That's why this is so exciting. I also believe that a lot of RWA apps will soon move to the XDC network. In this section about what the network has already done, they do talk about a few of them. One example is the integration with security. XDC is one of only 4 networks that works with security, which is a top provider of RWA tokenization solutions and also supports tokenized treasuries. They are in charge of hosting the USD coin, which gives people access to the BlackRock-managed U.S. Treasury Fund. When it comes to trade finance, XDC is a part of the Trade Finance Distribution Plan, whose goal is to close the $5 trillion trade finance gap. XDC has joined the International Trade and Forfeiting Association's Digital Negotiable Instruments Initiative as a way to work with ITFA. Another thing is that Deutsche Telekom helps with the equipment. Deutsche Telekom is an infrastructure company that makes it easier for the blockchain to support tokenizing real-world assets. So once more, the XDC network did a lot of great things. That's why Plug and Play had no trouble going to the XDC network and saying, hey, we want to launch this enterprise. RWA tokenization accelerator program with you guys again. I think this is going to be huge because it's backed by plug and play. They already know that XTC is getting big, but let's get right to it. For starters, Generation Infinity presented for about an hour. It took about an hour to talk about this. I think this is a great idea. This is a quote. According to Max Wolf, who is in charge of crypto and digital assets, XDC Network and InvestX are building a new standard for tokenization that is compliant. This will allow real-world assets to be tokenized on a larger scale. And over here on InvestX, we have RWA, which stands for Licensed Real-World Asset Tokens. It's backed by some very big investors, as you can see by moving across the board. You can see that these are some pretty big names when it comes to venture capital firms and finance firms as well. But if we look at who licenses this site, we see that the Monetary Authority of Singapore does. Capital Market Services could get a license to deal in securities and collective investment plans. A recognized market operator license would let them run a structured market for securities and let financial advisors give help on units and collective investment schemes without being paid. Do you guys see something here? A lot of it is based on bonds. We know that XTC is linked to the DTCC. Why do I talk about that? Yes, that's right, because every year the DTCC settles 30240000000000000000000000000000000 worth of stocks. They are also looking into how DLT can be used to tokenize stocks. We also have the only partner you need for RWA tokenization right here. With InvestX, you can get the most out of your investments. We also have licensed tokenization SaaS platforms and consulting services for tokenization. Also, their tokenization projects are down here. We have some things here. First, we have Spice Venture Capital Fund. This Whiskey Digital Fund is another one. Some of this is also tokenized real estate, which you might know as Capital Solutions. In this case, tokenization services are going through some big changes. They already have money in some of the biggest asset groups like real estate. So much fun stuff. They are working with XDC on plug and play as well, which makes me very, very happy. This seems like it will make a huge difference. Also, just quickly, I want to take you to the About page because this is where things start to get extremely interesting. Why does that happen? The first thing is that we have options for security tokens we've made. Things like access, market depth, openness, and so on better. But InvestX is being built by who? Check out some of the people who work for InvestX. We can now connect to Delay Piper. If we look at the companies listed below, we can see that Archix and Hex Trust are linked to the XRP ledger. There are also links to Hedera and Ripple. SafeTies is also on this list. Oh, that's interesting. Then let's go down here, okay, and look at this list of partnerships. So we have again been backed by top backers. That was already talked about. Take a look at the relationships they already have. There is Algorand here. There is Hedera here. Circle, Tezos, Fireblocks, PwC, Plug and Play, State Streets, UBAs, and of course the XDC network are all on this list. Guys, this is very important when we look at the partners they have. You can see all of their tokenization services here. This is a company that is growing quickly. The XDC network is actually being put together on this platform. With this tool, you can get tokenization software as a service. There might be a way to tokenize assets all in one place. This is where you could see the whole list. You could get a pretty good idea of how the station looks. In fact, I'm really excited about this. With Archix, it kind of adds to the tokenization change that's already going on in the XDC network. I'm sure you all know already about how Archix fits in. This is the statement from December 5th. In case you don't know, Archix has chosen the XTC network to speed up the tokenization of RWA. Since the beginning, we've been focused on new ideas and the growth of digital assets. Traditional financial markets will be changed by a whole new set of financial and trading tools that are based on blockchain DLT technology and tokenization. Also, this was a big one because